Hi, I'm your host, Erica Polsinelli, and welcome to Evolve by Erica, the podcast, where we talk all things spirituality, ascension, health, wellness, and beyond. I'm so excited that you are here. Come on in. Hello, guys, and welcome. I hope that you had a beautiful spring equinox and that you're feeling the energy shift of the season internally and externally. It has been such a nice energy to shift from winter into spring, and it could be felt within, even if it's not felt outside. And it's just a really beautiful internal and external shift. So I hope that you're feeling that. And I hope that you're already seeing all of the work and intentions and seeds that you've planted in the winter coming into fruition now, because that's what the season is truly about. And being that this season is all about that renewal and rebirth, we are going to focus in on abundance for the spring. And I'm really excited to focus in on this on Evolve. And there's so much I want to say about it. And that's why I thought I would have a podcast here today to get us excited for the new content that is coming, but also have a discussion around abundance and to actually determine what does abundance look like, feel like to us. And when some people think about abundance, it could be an abundance of money or material things, but I want you to start to get very clear on what abundance means for you. And just take a moment here to think about that. How is it that you feel? How are you, or are your circumstances when you feel most abundant? Is it an abundance of alone time? Is it abundance of peace? Is it abundance of time in nature? Is it an abundance of beautiful, healthy food around you? Is it an abundance of time with your family? What is it that helps you to tap into that? Because in our society, I think very often there's this idea of status and what we need that proves that we are abundant or wealthy or whatever it may be. But guess what? We're entering a completely new time. And it's okay to want those material things and to have those as milestones for yourself as well. That's beautiful as well. But I think it's especially important to get very clear on what it means for you personally, because as the conditioning and the programming that has taken place that is so deeply embedded in us sometimes drives our everyday thoughts and decisions and the idea goal that we have in our minds. And very often, once people reach that goal, they realize that either A, they're not fulfilled by whatever it is they thought they wanted or needed that they would finally be fulfilled by, or B, they realize, oh my goodness, this actually is not what I wanted this entire time. And I was following someone else's dream or society's dream or someone else's that other than mine. So that is why this work is so important. It's really important to stay in alignment with your truth. So right here, let's take a moment to identify what abundance means to us. And just take a moment to do that as you think about it. And then and there's no right, wrong, good, bad at all. So honor what you feel is abundance, own it. And now I want you to really start to think about the choices you make, the way you wake up in the morning, the way you spend your time in your day. And is that aligning to that vision of abundance? And will it align you? Are there habits and behaviors that are keeping you from possibly obtaining that? Are there habits and behaviors that you have been procrastinating and putting off? I could call myself out on some right here. I know that waking up really, really early is going to help me with my goals, but it's been challenging. It's been challenging. So, what are those things that are going to better help align you to where you want to be and put you in the frequency of abundance? What are they? Call yourself out right here and start to choose. How can you fit those in? How can you let go of the others? This is really important because our decisions, our choices, our habits, and our behaviors are truly what align us and welcome things into our life and push things out of our life. So it takes time to stop, to reassess, reorganize, and then choose again. And that's what we're taking a moment for here as we embark in this new season of spring. Abundance is a frequency, and there are specific meditations that actually help us to emit the frequency of abundance, as well as mantras. There are mantras as well. And the Tantric Har, the HUD, 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 that's a very high frequency mantra that helps us to align to abundance. And Ekonkar could also do that. Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad. And if we're thinking about abundance and feeling abundance as we listen to it, it actually amplifies whatever it is we're feeling or listening to. So those are two mantras that you can tune into. And there are many meditations. One is invoking the wealth of the universe, which is Soba Kriya. And then another one, which is it's called the Money Bundle Meditation. And it's a very fun one. We're going to be doing it this month in April. And it is to bring bundles of money and abundance and prosperity to us. And by doing these chants or these mudras or mantras, we are tuning into a different frequency, and you feel it while you're in the meditations and you feel it after the meditations. And by being in that different frequency, we're able to attract different circumstances, and we actually start to think differently, and we start to be more aware of the thoughts that aren't aligning to that frequency. Like, oh, hey, thought, you're such a thought of lack or fear. You have been hanging around with me my whole entire life. And I just realized it because I shifted my frequency, and now you feel weird and you feel like you don't belong here. And actually, you don't belong here. So it's time for you to go. And this is my new thought. This is the new program. This is the new mantra. This is the new belief. And all of those little shifts start to add up to really big shifts. And you start to see in what ways maybe you've kept yourself small and kept yourself out of abundance into more of a lack space, and now shifting into this space of abundance. And there are some mantras and ideas that I'm going to share with you as well, and some little techniques that you can use while trying to tune into and shift that energy into abundance from lack. But overall, there's a lot of ways that our society has programmed us and conditioned us to stay small and to feel like we are lacking something, to feel like we need more, to feel like it's not possible to be abundant. But it is. There's infinite resources, and we can all be abundant. So I think the first thing is, I want to share this from Yogi Bhajan, which is compare, compete, confuse. Anytime you start to compare yourself to someone or compete with someone, you're going to confuse yourself. And if you're confused and you're not feeling adequate enough, that is not an area of abundance. So by comparing yourself to someone else, you're thinking they have something that you don't have, automatically putting yourself into a space of lack and energy or frequency of you not being good enough or lacking something. And then there you are, right back to that lower frequency of lack or scarcity. And it's extremely important to, number one, not compare yourself. And if you find yourself looking elsewhere, looking at the greener grass on the other side, taking a moment to use that as inspiration, as fuel, as evidence of what can exist, and feeling overjoyed for that person for having whatever it is that you want, feeling so happy for them, and feeling so grateful for them for showing you that it's truly possible, that it can exist. And just as it can exist for someone else, it can exist for you. So that's the first one I wanted to share. And another one that I want to share is, when you spend money, feeling good as you spend it, feeling abundant as you spend it, shifts the frequency. So if you're holding on to it, if you're nervous about spending it, if you don't feel like you're worthy of spending it, that can give off a scarcity frequency or a lack frequency. And we want to be in the space of abundance. So on the things that you're choosing, walking around the grocery store, and a lot of people I know right now are focusing on the prices going up, which I understand. It's not easy for a lot of people, and everyone has to make ends meet. I'm not trying to bypass in any way. However, as you pick your groceries, feeling grateful that you're able to afford whatever it is you're able to afford, feeling grateful for all of this food and nutrition as abundance for the body, for the spirit, for the mind. And each time you swipe your credit card or you spend money, If you make a payment online or a credit card payment online, having the mantra in your mind, this will come back to me tenfold. This is going to come back multiplied. Just play with that and see how that feels. You start to feel a little bit better letting go and spending the money and hopeful that it's going to come back and multiply. It cannot hurt at all. If anything, it's going to help you rise into that space of abundance frequency. So try that out. Another exercise you can do to tap into abundance is doing an abundance scan each morning. So as you wake up, looking around your bedroom, maybe visualizing the rest of your home, thinking about your health, your family, your loved ones, and looking for all of the evidence that abundance already exists for you. And then saying to the universe, your higher power, I am so grateful for the abundance that already exists. And I am so excited to welcome so much more in. Thank you for all of this abundance. And I'm so grateful for all that is to come. And you're starting your day before you even put your feet on the ground and rise into your meditation. You're starting your day with abundance. Your first thought is in an abundance mindset, which will help you to more likely carry that with you throughout the day. A mantra, Bahota Karam, is another mantra that helps us to align to our destiny and to tap into abundance. And there are sleep loops that you could listen to, or you could just have the white sun playing throughout the night. Sometimes I will warn you, it does keep me up because it's very activating to me. So play with it and definitely make sure it's on a low volume. But by playing it throughout the night, Bahota Karam, it helps to bring in a lot of prosperity. So that's something you can do. And then Mool Mantra. I love the White Sun one. There's actually two versions by White Sun. I love them both. The one that I've been chanting a lot and really called to is the one from the Sadhana playlist or the Sadhana album. And this is actually rewriting your destiny. So it's believed that when we come to Earth, we already have a plan. We know how much money we're going to make. We know who our family is. We have these events that are already pretty much predetermined. But that mantra actually helps us to shift that and use that as a technology to align to more of what we want now, because we may have more consciousness with us here in this moment than when we chose to come into this body and this experience. So using that mantra to be able to recreate, realign to the life that you want and to the infinite amount of abundance that you want is really powerful. I would say that's one of the most powerful mantras, and I've been very, very, very called to it lately. And another exercise I love is looking at fruit, vegetables as abundance, specifically fruit, because those are really here from the earth to nourish our bodies. And it is the absolute form of abundance. So having a ritual with your food and maybe with fresh fruit in the morning and speaking that abundance and speaking about it and tapping into the abundance of the fruit and what it's giving you and connecting it to every cell of your body and feeling yourself be completely filled and rejuvenated, restored through it. And as you eat it, feel as if you are eating and consuming abundance. And you could do the same with water. So as you're filling up your water bottle or pouring yourself a glass of water, you can just say abundance, abundance, abundance. Or as you drink it, you can say, I am receiving so much abundance from this water. You could even write on a label abundance and put it on your water bottle, and that frequency will come into the body. There are also crystal infused water bottles that they have, like amethyst and other crystals, which helps to realign the molecular structure and bring in all of those added healing benefits. So there are seasons for everything. There are times and moments where we're going to be just naturally more in less than an abundant mindset. And then there's going to be times and moments where we feel so deeply abundant. And it's all about honoring ourselves for where we are and using the tools that we have here to help us shift into that frequency. And just being aware of your thoughts. So being aware of the thoughts that you have, the thoughts that come in, and noticing what thoughts of lack have you been replaying in your mind, maybe your whole life? What thoughts of scarcity have been replaying in your mind your whole life? And then shifting that and bringing in an affirmation or a mantra for abundance and creating more space for that to enter and allow it to feel good and allow it to move through you. We're all worthy of abundance. There are endless ways to achieve abundance. There are endless amounts of ways to bring in money, and we never need to know the how or the why. We just have to be open to those possibilities and open to those miraculous solutions that can just come to us. And that is really expansive. So leaning into that. And if you feel like right now your life or your physical experience isn't reflecting abundance, start to talk to your guides, start to talk to the universe and share that you know abundance is your birthright and you know that you're worthy. You are worthy. Say it. I am worthy of receiving and feeling abundant. I am an abundant being. I am an abundant being. I'm worthy of it. And I'm so excited to see how this can be delivered into my life, and just stay open to the possibilities, stay open to the miracles, and be open and ready to receive. It's also important, as we said before, to check in on your behaviors, how you're living, the choices you're making, and how you could possibly be keeping yourself in a space of lack. So just stay open to that, allow yourself to have the awareness, and then make comfortable shifts, make aligned shifts, shifts that feel good and comfortable for you. I hope that this was helpful. I am so excited for the new content for April. So stay tuned. April 1st, all of the new content will be out, and we are stepping into our most abundant season together. I'm so excited, and I hope you enjoy all the meditations. May the longtime sun shine upon you. Sat Nam.